I'm Colleen, and I teach preschool at a Head Start program.
Keep rolling it.
My assistants, Kelly, Liz, and I have 18 children in our classroom, ages 3 to 5. In our classroom, we are exploring shadows.
They get bigger.
Which can spark the children to ask great questions.
I don't know why this one is making a shape.
Share interesting observations.
You can only see his outline.
And try out different ideas.
Oh, let's put our flashlights on.
Yeah, let's test it out.
All of this is called science talk. So we need to have a light source. Jace, do you want to come stand up in front of the whiteboard? All right. We started our exploration as a whole group, looking at the shadows we cast on our whiteboard and talking about them. What do you think will happen if we move Jace towards the light? What do you think will happen with his shadow?
I think it'll be the same size as a giant and a beanstalk.
Oh, I hope not. All right, Jace. Take a couple steps back, and now look at your shadow.
Oh.
What happened?
I know. I got bigger like a beanstalk.
You're growing.
It's bigger.
All right. Zanaya. Group activities like these are a great way to get the class excited.
I can see her ponytail.
Douglas, I challenge you to make a shadow so we can see your nose. Do you see his nose?
I can see his nose.
Oh, when you look, you can't see your nose, but we can see your nose. Can I trace it for you? You want me to trace it? I'm going to trace the shadow. Our discussion helps me introduce new vocabulary and science concepts. And it lets me know if the children are ready to move into our learning centers. So you did the challenge. So Douglas. As the children experiment in our centers, simply asking them what they notice makes for great science talk. Let's all look at one shadow at a time.
I want to make a lizard shadow.
All right. Move it up and down. What do you notice about the shadow?
That's getting bigger. It gets bigger and bigger until it gets 2 more, then 3. And then when it gets to 1, it gets to 1. I only get 1 head on the shadow.
Oh, you notice that it looks like it has more than 1 head when it gets further? After they make their initial observations, I try to challenge them with some more complicated questions and ideas. So here is your snake shadow. Awesome. Now what would happen if I turn it like this?
It looks like a different shadow.
It does look like a different shadow. So when we move the object, the shadow changes too, because it's blocking. This strategy really makes the children pause and think about what they're observing.
I can see my shadow.
During our outdoor time, the children immediately started talking about their shadows. Is your shadow in front of you or behind you? I encourage them to use words like behind, in front of, and next to. Is your shadow following you? I challenge them to think about where the shadow was coming from and what they could observe within the shadow. Everyone smile at your shadow. What can you see when you look at your shadow? Is your shadow smiling?
Nope.
The more we use these terms and ask these questions, the more comfortable the children become using science talk. What can you see when you look at your shadow?
You can see your outline.
You can see your outline. Where do you think your shadow comes from?
From the sun, and then when you stand up, you can see your shadow.
We trace your shadow now. All the science talk that we do together builds the children's vocabulary, gives them practice in expressing their ideas, and enhances everyone's experience of science.